Hi everybody, this is Karak from AngryCentaurGaming, and today I'm proud to bring you the review of Rayman Legends for the Xbox One. Rayman tells a tale of a legless and armless marsupial-looking creature on a one-way mission through an LSD factory to nowhere. The plot doesn't actually matter, and Ubisoft treats it like that, with a bare-bones introduction to Rayman and the cast. That is fine. This is a colorful jump back to a time when platformers simply had to be released with a console, otherwise the consoles weren't guaranteed sales. So let's get to it and see if this little armless Bandersnatch makes the jump to the next-gen consoles, or if he needs a session in gaming rehab. The last Rayman game I played was ages ago on the Sega Saturn. For you youngins out there, the Saturn was a console created by Sega right after the Genesis and 32X and right before God made light. This was a time when the internet wasn't even a real thing. It was just something you heard college kids talking about using to download pictures of naked men in black hoods. We are talking ancient. And that version of Rayman kicked my ass. It was a simple testament to age and its riddling effect on your reflexes. But you thanked the game for it. In fact, you loved it for it. I admit I was a bit nervous about jumping into a game, but one peyote enema later and I was ready to engage with the cast of Wind in the Willows on shrooms. Let's get to it. Graphics first. I imagine my TV screen as some kind of view of the world inside Justin Bieber's head, unfortunately after he got done fording Selena Gomez's Nasty Valley. Remember, this is a guy who probably has friends grab his fucking legs and lift him up so he can wheelbarrow his nose through his cocaine like an Italian Scrooge McDuck. And this game is an extreme version of that. All throughout the game, colors assault your eyes the very moment you get into the main menu. Razor sharp camera work, animation, and character design make everything from the option screens to the game itself pop out from the screen. There's just so many intricate layers of detail that I had a hard time sometimes seeing just everything that was going on at any one time. It dawned on me right about here that this is a game that really needs a 3D treatment, not in the way that the character moved, but the amazing feel of the levels with bulbous-eyed, stocky things that look like they're right out of the game Spore, to cheesecake-filled levels that remind you of the fluffy cakes you could buy before the government realized obesity led to heart attacks and the health movement raised enjoyment of food to a capital punishment because they suck at everything, including having fun. It really looks amazing. It looks fine. It runs amazing. It boggles your mind at times with all that it's throwing at you, and there are just so many things to see as you play. I feel like it would really shine if I was also on LSD, but the game would probably look normal then. Simply top-notch. I mean, just look at this. You can't tell me somebody wasn't a little fucked up when they made it. It's just really great animation and overall look and atmosphere. Now, sound and music and voice. Never have a collection of grunts, gorgles, coughs, burps, popping, and skittering sounded this good. The sound is really rock solid with a collection of helium-based tunes, squawks and squeaks from bad guys and good guys alike that informs you as much as the visuals of what's going on in the game. The music was themed for each level. It's a take no prisoners assault on other games' soundtracks, with each theme fitting perfectly with the level and adding atmosphere where it needs to and giving subtle hints to the gameplay where it can. Levels like this had a haunting collection of sounds with different musical instruments, while other levels were a more comical and just overall comedic feel to them. A great collection of musical soundtracks throughout the entire game. When it comes to the voice, it was more a series of sounds than true voice. The game excels with a helium-based discharge of cutish sounds and scattered discussion throughout. Everything in the sound, music, and voice just fit perfectly. Now, up next is gameplay. Rayman is about jumping and punching and saving little dudes. The amount of gameplay features here is almost overpowering, and it shows what can be created when a game developer is told, fuck it, just go do some crank and start writing. This is what happens, and it's pure bliss. I want more drugs for the developers, all the drugs. Ship it to them in vats. Move all of them to Colorado and go. The added ability to play the same levels as other characters really takes the cake, with every one of Rayman's friends offering a subtly different gameplay adventure. Not enough to alienate me, but enough to make me want to try new things and take a chance or two. In fact, if I had one criticism for the game, it would be that I wish that his friends and the other characters you could play were just slightly more varied. They're varied enough, but I would like it to be just a little bit more to really make me feel like the levels required a different thought process completely for those other characters. It's a platformer, which means you're going to see death a couple 100,000 times. Since you can't see the entire level, it means playing it in a freestyle mode throughout the whole thing, using your reflexes and imagination to get you out of trouble just as much as rote memorization. If the level design wasn't brilliant, it would suffer horribly. Instead, almost never do you find yourself blaming the game for a failure. Instead, you jumped when you should have ducked, or your eyes followed the action just a little too slowly. Great stuff, great level design. This is presentation matched with gameplay versus mixed with gameplay, and the difference is a good game versus a phenomenal one. Many games have visual and audio cues as what you need to do or what is coming up, but just as likely, they're a stopgap moment where the developers want to tell you a story versus let you live that story, and so they stop everything or make such a massive deal out of whatever's going on that it pulls out of the game like a Michael Bay 360 camera swivel. Rayman is far more subtle and introduces everything as you go, and the almost parkour style of gameplay with no real need or desire to stop and look around leaves you breathless and smiling when you succeed in a way that many games just can't match, especially when you realize that you narrowly avoided something on sound alone or on the very nature of the level's design and your own quick wits. It's not Sonic speed at all, but it's more of a technical feel to the gameplay, and it's just an excellent platformer. Really, throughout the game challenges you to do better by constantly reminding you that there's more to unlock, more puzzle rooms to try to go through, and all in all, just more. There's a ton of content. So what do you get with Rayman Legends? You get a sugar-coated absinthe platformer that is half wicked attention to detail and half cartoon version of the Labyrinth with David Bowie. Sadly, I can't find a single cartoon version of Jennifer Connelly's boobs, but hey, you can't win them all. A massive collection of levels and playable characters, animation that at times is breathtaking, if not a bit weird and freaky, amazing music, sounds, and some voice, and what apparently is sugar-based injections into your eyeballs. It's just really that colorful. I rate games on a buy, wait for a sale, rent, or never touch the game again rating scale. This is a buy. Or if I rated it 1 to 5, this is a 6 on my Charlie Sheen Tiger Blood and seeing things that aren't their scale. And you know, I really can't see anybody who knows what they're getting into disliking this. Actually, yes I can. The world's full of people that would rather as soon piss into their own hand than admit something's good. But let's be honest, those people should be chemically neutered and sent to work in mines, digging up ancient Cthulhu turds. It is amazing, long, colorful, brilliant to play, and a pleasure to get to understand. I beat it and then went to show my wife, and she started playing, and she doesn't even like video games. Well, she doesn't like me either, so that doesn't really matter, but seriously, it's a great game, and a good, comfortable reminder of a time when games were gameplay and not pomp and circumstance like a fucking Westminster dog show. I would have loved to have tried out multiplayer, but I didn't get a chance. Unless multiplayer somehow infects gamers with digital penile leprosy or a case of gate mouth, I can't see it doing anything other than adding to a game already highly recommended. So that's it. I'm done. This is the end, the conclusion. Go out there, peeps, find the game, buy it, or steal it. If you steal it, though, don't say that I gave you the okay to steal it, because it's just a suggestion. Peace out, bitches. Oh yeah, and if you can, share this video because I use the money from YouTube to pay for my drug habit. Thanks.